One of my fondest memories of riding is getting to ride with my father on the streets of Jamaica. And this just happened recently. As a youth, you know, most of my riding was done abroad. And I would ride here also in Jamaica on the Grill, Westmoreland side. But to take my father for a ride on the Hyosung, we went to Sligoville. So I rode through Sligoville up to Bogwalk and back. So to me, that's a fond memory because I never got to ride the Jamaican roads with my father on a good road. So of all the times that we've been riding and everything, that to me is probably a very fond memory, one that will probably last a long time. And I hope to get to do that with my children too. My name is Noel Edward Eddie Holtz. I'm the managing director and owner of Core Jam Limited. I've always enjoyed the aspect of riding because I don't know, when you put on your helmet, you kind of seal out the world, so it's your thoughts, the Almighty, and yourself. And you see things, you observe things in a different manner than if you were driving a car. I come from a line of pilots, so to me, motorcycle riding is as close to flying on the ground as you can get. It's enjoyable when you look at a corner and you dissect how you're going to go through that corner, both on the racetrack or on the street. You know, on the street you have to be more cautious on how you're going to approach it, whereas the racetrack you can give it a little bit more. My father was the Honda distributor in the 70s, Tim, and he made a go of it by racing and really making Honda known to Jamaica. And I thought about a brand that we could bring to Jamaica that was a good brand but wasn't already in Jamaica, and you know Jamaicans are already brand loyal. So we had to bring something new, and bringing the Hyosung brand to Jamaica would definitely do that. So we're hoping to show Jamaica that it is as good as the Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha, and Hondas that everybody knows about. It's a brand that's been on the world market from 2001 and been sold in North America since 2005. The Hyosungs would have been in Jamaica in 2007 had there not been an economic crash in the United States at that time. I'm actually a certified MARMEC, a marine mechanic. My love for motorcycles had me fixing motorcycles since I was a teenager. So it kind of, you know, it brought it forward for me to continue in repairing and so forth. So here at Core Jam, we repair bikes, not just modern bikes, but classics and antiques also. And we have a clientele and a client base that likes that. They like that we know bikes, you know. Some of my first bikes are, I guess they would say ancient, you know, 354, 554s, RD, Yamahas, you know, TR2Bs. These are all old bikes, but they're fun bikes. They're what gives you a joy and a sense, a new love. Most of the thing is these guys jump on a bike now, and yeah, it's fast, but you know, back in the day, you had to make the bike fast because the bike wasn't as stable as it is today. So you had to learn to be stable. You had to learn to really ride the bike through a corner or power it out of a corner. They're not as, the chassis, the geometry of a bike today, it far exceeds a bike of like 30, 40, 50 years ago. You know, but to me, those 30, 40, 50 year ago bikes are a lot of fun to ride.
Today for Auto Drive, I'm reviewing a 2015 Hyosung GT 250R bike. Now, like a lot of current bikes, this is a wet sump engine, and the dials and everything, I mean the dial is digital, and everything is where you would expect the traditional bike knobs and gauges and switches to be. So you have your flicker, you have your starter, you have your light and your horn, all of those things are traditionally placed. The gear mechanism is 1 down, neutral in the middle, and then 2 up, 3 up and upwards. Now it's time for me to take this bike for a test ride. bike uses upside down telescopic suspension, meaning that the heavier part of the suspension is towards the handle of the bike. Now this is very good, especially when you're taking corners, so you don't have a lot of shifting when you're turning a corner. Another thing that this bike uses is offset suspension, meaning that the spring is towards the right of the bike. It's not centered. However, this does not mess with the balance of the bike. When I was riding it, it felt very good. I felt very balanced on it. So some persons might say, well, you know, they prefer when their suspension is in the middle. However, these designs or these engineers have ensured that the bike still has a good centered feeling. I'm Karim Latouche, and that's it for episode of Auto Drive. Remember, you can always go to the YouTube page, type in Gleaner Jamaica, and just look for the rest of our Auto Drive videos. Or you can go to our website at gleanerjamaica.com, search Auto Drive, and read the reviews.